Hi, today we're going to talk about annotating fiction using the annotating fiction symbols and materials from our module. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to chapter 5 in the Nickel Boys so that we can look together at a part that we haven't read and discuss how we can use our annotation symbols. So I am going to walk us through this section, and then I'll have you do some of the annotations as well on your own in this voice thread to practice. So again, remember, we want to have a pencil and a highlighter, and we're going to use our pencil to put question marks in confusing places and bracket unknown words and write their definitions and exclamation points for new or surprising information, and then keep track of our characters and symbolism, imagery, and comparisons. So that might sound a little overwhelming, but let me show you how it can work here without being overwhelming. So I'm going to go ahead and have read this section, and I'll read it here for us now, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about what we can annotate. Elwood met Turner his second day at Nickel, which was also the day he discovered the grim purpose of the noise. Most ends last whole weeks before they go down, the boy named Turner told him later. You gotta quit that eager beaver shit, El. A bugler and his brisk reveille woke up most mornings. Blakely rapped on the door of room 2 and yelled, "Time to get up." The students saluted another morning at Nickel with groans and cussing. They lined up 2 by 2 for attendance, and then came to the 2-minute shower, where the boys furiously lathered their chalky soap before their time ran out. Elwood put on a good show of acting unsurprised by the communal showers, but had less success hiding his horror at the frigid water, which was searching and merciless. What came from the pipe smelled of rotten eggs, as did anyone who bathed in it until their skin dried. "Now it's breakfast," Desmond said. His bunk was next to Elwood's, and that boy made an effort to fulfill the housefather's orders from the night before. Desmond had a round head, chubby baby cheeks, and a voice that startled everyone the first time they heard it. It was so gruff and full of bass. His voice made the Chucks jump when they crept up upon them, and he got a kick out of it until one day a supervisor with an even deeper voice crept up on him and taught him a lesson. Elwood told him his name again to signal a new start to their acquaintance. "You told me last night," Desmond said. He laced his brown shoes, which were impeccably polished. "If you've been here a while, you're supposed to help out the grub so you can get points. I'm halfway to pioneer." So one thing that I found surprising was this section where he said the grim purpose of the noise. I'm going to put a little exclamation point right here, because we've been introduced to that particular mystery, and now we know we're getting closer to knowing what that grim purpose is. I also noticed a lot of imagery in this section right here. We understand how grim and awful Nickel is through all the chalky soap, which would be a feeling, and the smell of rotten eggs, which would obviously be a smell. And so we want to go ahead and take a look at that and keep that here. We also meet Desmond, and we get some information about Desmond here that we're going to want to take a look at. And then finally, reveille is a word that is probably unfamiliar to most of you. So I would like for you to go ahead and find the definition of reveille and annotate this text with what a reveille is, and also find another word that's unfamiliar to you, bracket it, and write the definition in the margin. Finally, from this chapter, we're going to want to go ahead and make our annotations in the front and the back cover. Inside the front cover, we've already learned about Elwood, and we should already have notations about Elwood. We are just introduced to Turner. And Turner, we find out, is very sarcastic by his comment to Elwood, where he tells him, "You got to quit that eager beaver shit." So we kind of get a sense of who Turner is. We want to learn more about him, but we are getting at least a beginning sense of it. And Desmond, we find out he looks childlike but is actually cruel. And because there's so much time spent on him, we are going to want to take note of him. You won't want to take note of every single character, but the ones that seem like they might be important later, we do want to go ahead and make note of. So this is just inside your front cover. In the back cover, I had noted that there was some imagery. And so I went ahead and I realized by describing the Nickel Academy showers as merciless, I'm getting a sense that all of Nickel Academy might be merciless. And so I want to go ahead and make note of that for later. And that's all there is to it. You're just going to go ahead and keep track of the most important parts and use that inside and back cover to help you with themes and characters. Have a great day.